Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can see from the title, we're gonna get right into the third trimester of my pregnancy. So I am 35 weeks pregnant, and oh, let me show you the bump. Okay, so like I said, I am in the third trimester, 35 weeks, and it has been a struggle. So this video doesn't really have a whole lot of structure. I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about some of the things that I'm struggling with, and hopefully I'm able to help someone cope with life during this time. It is a very challenging thing to go through mentally and physically to be pregnant, but it's also a very beautiful thing because you get to bring a life into this world. And it truly is a blessing. Like, it feels amazing to feel your baby move. Some of the things that I have been struggling with. Let's start off with like skin and body image. So I personally set a goal for myself. I know it sounds kind of bad to say, but I set a weight goal for myself. I looked it up, and apparently you can gain a healthy amount of weight to gain when you're pregnant is 25 to 35 pounds. So I gave myself 25 to 35 pounds to gain. And I told myself in the beginning, I know I'm going to gain weight. So I'm not really self-conscious, or it doesn't really bother me that I've gained weight. I've kind of already accepted that as a part of the process. So that part of it hasn't really bothered me too much. I am starting to get a little weirded out by like how chunky my face is getting, and like my nose is starting to spread. So that's starting to get a little bit weird, but it still doesn't really like bother me. The main thing that bothers me, and I talked about this before in my symptoms video, is my skin. It is the worst it has ever been. So let me give you a close-up. I do have on makeup, so you can't really see the dark marks on my face, but you can see them right here. It's all over there, and it is all over my back. But that has been one of my biggest struggles lately, is my skin and how textured it is, how I have a bunch of dark scars. That is kind of hard to accept as a part of the process, even though I know that it is. So one of my coping mechanisms for that is to just literally stay out of the mirror. Like, if I look at my skin, I don't dwell on it for too long. Like, I'll just kind of analyze it, see if it's getting better, see if it's getting worse, but then I'm like, okay, that's enough. I don't obsess over it. And I think that's important, because once you start obsessing over something that's negative about your body that you don't like, that's when it can really start affecting you mentally, and it just makes you depressed. So in order for me to avoid going down that rabbit hole, I just kind of look, assess it, and then be like, okay, on to the next thing. Or like, I'll just put on some makeup, even though I know that's bad for my skin. It just makes me feel better right now, so I just do it anyways to get through my body and its hormonal changes that it's going through right now. I just do what makes me feel good for right now. Even just honestly, getting up and taking a shower makes me feel 1,000 times better. Like, if I don't wash my face, it feels like just gross. Like, I can just feel it like needing help when I don't wash my face. So getting up, taking a shower, washing my face, brushing my hair, little things like that will help me feel better and not really dwell on it too much. I'll be like, and then I'll just move on. Also, another thing I am working on is drinking more water, because it is vital during your pregnancy that you drink water, and I've been slack on that. So I actually bought this bottle from Amazon, and it has the little timestamps, and it has little motivational cues on here that really help you keep you on your mark. And I'm serious, this actually works. Like, as soon as I got the bottle, I was like, oh, I gotta beat this time. So like right now it's at 3 p.m. and it's actually 4 p.m. right now. So I'm like a little bit behind, but I'm like, it does something mentally. I don't know. it works. It's not a gimmick for sure. I definitely 10 out of 10 recommend the water bottle, and I will leave this particular one linked down below because it's one of the most affordable ones that I was able to find on Amazon, and it's really sturdy, and I like that it has a straw as well, and then it has a little strap too, so you can carry it like this. This has been key. So the next thing I want to talk about is stress. So stress is a part of life. It is like inevitable. As a human, you're going to be stressed out. But when you're pregnant, it's important that you don't let that stress just like take over you, because your body is already going through so much physically. It's just like stress can make you physically ill, and you definitely don't want that when you're pregnant. I think that one way that I've been able to cope with stress, and I've been in very high stress situations during this pregnancy, is to work on breathing. So my breathing, one of my breathing exercises is I'll do a count of 4 inhale, and then I'll exhale for 8. So I'll be like, and I'll just sit there and do that throughout the entire day. If I'm laying down, I'll do it. Like if I feel weak or just overwhelmed, I'll do it. So, and what that breathing does is it signals your parasympathetic nervous system, which helps you calm down. It doesn't release all of those stress hormones, the flight or flight hormones that our body is always in high alert, that causes physical things to happen in your body when you are stressed. So trying to stay calm is sometimes hard, but you know, like I said, the breathing definitely has helped me stay mellow when I just want to like sometimes just go off the rails. But it's important that you find that coping mechanism or that thing that helps you like really stay grounded and stay grateful. That's another thing. I like to practice gratitude a lot. So if I'm like driving my car, every time I get in my car, I'm just like so thankful for having a car that I love, for being able to drive to work, or when I'm laying in my bed, I'm like, I'm so grateful I can have a nice, warm, cozy bed to lay in. Like just little things like that. I will literally say those things like in my mind while I'm doing them. And I think that also helps keep me grounded, because I'm not so obsessed over things that are going wrong in my life. Also, it's important to surround yourself with positive energy, and sometimes that's not always possible. Like if you can't get away from energy that is you feel is negative or just detrimental to your mental health, then something you can do is like just choose to be happy, like to choose to live for you and be happy, and let everything else fall into place. Like you can't control other people. You can't make somebody be a certain type of way. So if you find yourself in a situation where you're not being treated the way you want, you just have to keep in mind that you can't control people. You can only control, you know, certain things in life. So you want to focus on those things. Especially if you're like a perfectionist, trying to get people to see things a certain way. You have to keep in mind that everybody has their own perspective, and everybody is living life through their point of view. So everything that someone does is not personal to you. You just let them live their lives, and you do what you can to make yourself happy. You have to, self-love is the most important love. You have to, at the end of the day, say you're gonna put you first. And if something is not adding value to your life, if something is not nourishing you or someone, then you just have to do what you have to do. You have to put yourself and your baby first. That's just life, honey. I would say definitely follow your intuition. If something in your gut is telling you that it's bad for you, then it's bad for you. feel like a lot of times we go back and forth between, you know, emotional connection and like what your mental is saying, you know. Your mind is saying one thing, your heart's saying another. But I feel like if you go off of your intuition, you're not going to steer yourself wrong. When it comes to anxiety and overthinking, which I do a lot, one thing that it's important to do, and I feel like will help you throughout your pregnancy, is to really educate yourself. One thing I feel like a lot of women get anxious about is delivery. You know, we get so scared and we have all these images and all these, you know, horrible, traumatic birth stories that we listen to or like our families have been through. I think one of the key things when it comes to anxiety about delivery is educating yourself, and then listening and watching positive birth stories is definitely helped me not focus so much on the scary parts of labor. Plenty of women have given birth. I'm not the first person to have a baby. So I just keep telling myself that, and it's helping me stay, you know, not afraid. But one of the things I have been doing is researching and learning all about delivery, carrying a baby, like what your body's going through. A lot of things like I didn't even know existed, like your mucus plug or like the bloody show, like stuff like that. Like I didn't know was a thing. But this is the book that I'm reading. It's called The Mama Natural Week by Week Guide to Pregnancy. I really, really like this because it's very informative. It has recipes in here. It has just a lot of valuable information that you can use. And I'm also doing the birthing course that goes along with this. So it's been very reassuring and very helpful to listen to and watch. And then it also comes with these affirmation cards, the Mama Natural affirmation cards, and I love these. Here's one. And it says, I am surrounded by people who love and respect me. One of the gifts of adulthood is that you get to choose who you surround yourself with. Who are your nearest and dearest friends? Do they love, support, and encourage you? If you have people in your life who are negative, harmful, or toxic, the fact that I literally was just kind of talking about this, now may be a good time to let those relationships go, or at the very least, set good boundaries. More than ever during pregnancy, you need to connect with nurturing people. You're worth it. This is on point. Like this was just my next card to read. Like I did not plan that. Like the fact that I was literally just talking about that and being around that energy that just doesn't make you happy. It's not going to benefit you or your baby in the end, you know? So these cards are everything. I love these. And I love the whole Mama Natural concept. It's amazing. Also, another thing I like to do is journaling. So I like to have a journal for different things. Like this is my planner, planning out things just for me as a stress reliever. And then I have my YouTube notebook. So anytime I have ideas about YouTube and like just my future goals and even just like life things, like work related, I write it in here. This journal I found online. It's called the Thoughtful Journal and it's by Blue Sky. And this one just basically helps you really express your gratitude, things that you focus on. It talks about your highs and your lows, something you did or want to do for something else, and what you're grateful for. So this one is a really good like reflection journal. So the last thing I want to talk about, and something that has really helped me cope throughout this pregnancy, which is really important. I kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, and the affirmation card that I read actually hit it spot on. The people you surround yourself with and the people that you talk to during this time are key, like key. You want to be able to have someone you can reach out to that's going to be, you know, non-judgmental, that's going to listen, that's going to help you feel better once the conversation is over. You know, if you are feeling down and you reach out to someone and after you talk to them, you feel even worse, then that should tell you a lot about, you know, maybe you just don't connect well with that person, or maybe that person just has bad energy. You don't want to feel worse after you talk to somebody or after you vent to someone, you know. You don't want to be more stressed out. So what's helped me is, you know, just being able to reach out to people and and just vent sometimes is good. There are also many different Facebook groups out there that you can join and get into, and I like that because a lot of times it's like unbiased opinions you can get on there because those people don't know you personally, so you can share a lot and not feel like you're going to be judged, or you know, you don't know those people anyway, so who cares, you just put it out there. And it's actually been really helpful because it's a lot of times too, those women are going through the same exact thing and feeling the same exact things that I am. So definitely recommend, you know, trying to find a group that's kind of like going through it with you. If you find yourself feeling alone and like not having anyone to talk to, you're more than welcome to reach out to me. You can message me on Instagram at elegantbeautytv. I am always open and willing to talk to and support you guys, especially if you're going through pregnancy. It is not easy. But that's all I have for today. Hopefully it wasn't just me like rambling about stuff. Like I hope I actually added value to your life today.